Okay, here's a short video on how to SEO blog, and blogging unto itself for business is not very effective in gaining traffic unless you actually have a keyword focus and a purpose to every blog post and do what we call on-page optimization in the writing as well as in the uploading. So in this video here we're going to go through how to write an SEO blog post and get into how to actually upload it into a WordPress blog. And the way that we do it is by using a couple of different strategies. We use basically 5 types of posts, and those posts can be broken down into cost posts, how much something costs, problems posts, what are the problems with the particular product or service, versus post, which is the product that we're trying to promote versus the competition, best posts, which are posts about the best in that particular category, whatever it is, the product, service, etc., and also how-to posts. So those are the 5 sort of posts that we use, and we also do some keyword-specific posts based upon the niche as well. So that's almost a 6th category unto itself. But today we're really going to go through that first 5 because those are the ones that Google is really liking right now and really eating up for good content as long as they're written well. So in the document that I've sent, as well as we'll be posting this on our blog as well, we go through some of our SEO blogging tips. And some of these tips are really kind of straightforward, but it's worthwhile to go through it just through the regular directions, and I'll show you how we implement it in the actual post itself. So for example, we've got this as a couple of different things, a couple of different clients all together, but when I send you the keyword phrase that we want to target on, and on this particular one we're going to do a versus post, okay, something versus something else as an example. What you do is you basically take the entire phrase and type it into Google, and then write the post based upon research that you can do for that particular keyword phrase. What you're trying to do is prove your point or get your point across about, in this case, solar panels versus trees, which is greener. So the argument could be made that solar panels are actually greener than trees. When you burn trees, it produces pollution, so forth and so on. It's a versus that we've gotten through a lot of keyword research, so we're going to target our post around that specifically. So first off, you type it into Google and you research it and do a really good job at finding good references, but then not copying them. Absolutely do not copy no matter what you do, not even a section of it, not even a small part of it. Just take what you find and make it better. And that's really the first thing, is research, get that information, put your own spin on it, be creative, and make it better. Second thing is to give details and references, and I'll show you exactly how to do this. This is one for rain chains for a client of ours. Rain chains are really popular these days. Don't just write that. Instead, back up your point, saying, according to the National Association of Rain Chain Enthusiasts, 37% of Americans adorn their homes with rain chains. Now, I totally made this statistic up, but as you can see, it proves your point. It's not just throwing something out there and that's unsubstantiated. What we're trying to do here is write quality content with references, and I'll show you how we do that when we actually do the writing. Thirdly is think like your reader. While you're writing, think like the reader of the blog. Whether it's a blog on leasing equipment or solar panels or investing in real estate, think about the title of your post and what your reader would like to read and find interesting about what it is that you're writing. So think like your reader at all times. A couple of other things, just sort of more tactical things. When you're writing, always use you. Okay, use what we call the second person, of course. When you are looking for rain chains, don't use the other forms of second person. Really use you, because you are really writing this from you to them. They don't care about you, the writer. They care about themselves. So write to you, not to I. Then always use sub-headlines to break up the article. And on a 500 to 700 word article, it should be about 3 or so. I wouldn't say 3 to 5, probably 3 to 4 at the most. Each headline, subheadline, should have the first letter of each word capitalized. Okay, and we'll show you how we do that. Always include that first primary keyword phrase, the phrase that I send you on what to write about, in the first paragraph, at least one subheadline, at least one, if not two, and at least twice in the main part of the article, if not 3 times. You'll see what I mean by if you reference this right here. You can see exactly what we do here, and this is a live link that you can just go right to and actually see exactly how we do it. Another thing is always do a quick summary above each image on the post. We haven't really talked about images yet, but actually these should be sort of reversed. But do a quick summary above the image and put the keyword in it. Okay, this is something that we took from press releases, and it's like a it's just a mini summary of what the article is about. When you upload images, I want you to find an image for the post. Find images from Wikipedia Commons, or from, in this case, the website itself. But in most cases, I would not do that. Let's take that one out of there. But find it from Wikipedia Commons. There is tons and tons of places. If you just Google Wikipedia Commons, you will find images in the public domain that we can use that are royalty-free. When you find that image, right-click the image, save it to your computer, and then name the image the title of the post. Very, very simple. So if the name of the post is, in our case here, solar panels versus trees, name the image solar panels versus trees. Pretty simple. Then just take your post and save it to a Word document, and then you upload it to WordPress, which we'll show you how to do. So anyway, so we've done all these sorts of things. Let me show you what it looks like in practice. Here is our post. It's in a Word document. We've got our title. Our keyword focus is solar panels versus trees. We have our little italicized, bolded mini summary at the top, what we call the PR summary. Now we have the writing all the way through here. What you try to do is you try to get this keyword phrase in the first paragraph if you can. If not, not a big deal, as long as you have it in here. But this keyword phrase should be in multiple parts. Now, because this is in Word, it's only picking up the ones that are not capitalized. It should be in multiple places. See, solar panels versus trees. It's down here. It's in the body copy one more time. And it's probably in here, yeah, one more time. Sometimes it just doesn't pick it up. So it's in here. There it is again, another subheadline. This is one more subheadline. I'm actually going to change this subheadline slightly because it's a little bit too long, which knows I'm capitalizing that first letter of each one of these subheadlines. There's a subheadline there, there's a subheadline there, subheadline there, subheadline there. Now, this is the keyword phrase that I probably sent to you. Would be just solar panels versus trees, equipment leasing versus buying, whatever it happens to be. Then you put your own little spin on it. We use this little bar right here. It's called the bar. It's on the middle right hand. You have to hit the shift button. It's on the right hand part of your keyboard. We usually like to put those in our title tags because it's what we call a non-stop character. Google doesn't stop when it reads it. Sometimes Google stops with a colon, but with a bar it doesn't. So we have a nice catchy headline here, which is great. It's got the keyword in it. We've got the keyword in here. This is well written. There are also some references. See here. Most would say, without a dispute, a single tree is not a comparison to a solar panel. Here is your reference. Okay, kind of a weak reference because it's how, but that's okay. what you'll be doing is you'll be using this, as you'll see in just a minute, when we upload this into the post. Here's another reference down here. You want 2 outside references. Okay? We're going to have lots of internal references, but we have an automated tool that automatically does that for you. So it basically links from this post to other posts within the site. But you want some outside references or outgoing links, as these are called. So in this one, however, the case-by-case scenario works best, especially in situations involving a neighbor's tree covering the roof. And maybe this is something that we highlight here and put in as an outbound link to show reference. Okay, so this is a well-constructed post. All you do is you hit Control-A, copy it. Notice I have not hit spell check on this as of yet. Now you go to our client site. This is one of our clients. We're just using this as an example. I'll give you a separate login and a password. This is my password and login for this particular blog. All you do is you click login. I'll send you all this as we go along. And then we go over here to the left-hand side and say, click Add New. All right, now I've still got that post loaded up, copied, right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here. There's basically 2 ways to see this area of a post. This is sort of the admin panel of WordPress. You can do it in text, which is if you know HTML code, which a lot of people don't. I use it very rarely. Or you can use what's called the WYSIWYG, which is this. It's just a visual representation of how to actually upload stuff. So all you do is you click in the upper left-hand corner. This little button right here is the kitchen sink. We've had questions on this before. Make sure the kitchen sink is opened. Okay, so after this is clicking and this is actually flashing, next thing you want to do is you want to click this Paste from Word button. Now you're pasting from Word. Now what you want to do is Word adds in a few extra spaces. So you want to do this, click out, make it nice, and if you don't hit the add from Word, what will happen is there are additional characters and sort of strange things that are in Word that you don't see that will not mix well with WordPress. Okay, so I'm getting this all ready. Forget my period. Alright, so we're all the way up to the top. And last thing you want to do is you want to cut this out. This is your title. Add that back that way. Now insert. Simple as that. Highlight this. See, this is bolded and italicized. That's good. That's exactly what you want. That's how you bold and italicize. Then you take what you just cut. Now you have a title. First thing you do after you do anything here is hit save. Okay, and now you have a post uploaded into WordPress. You're not done though. Next thing you want to do, and go to all your subheadlines. Now your subheadlines, these are what's called your H1 and H2 tags. So for this blog, we'll just make all of the subheadlines H1s. It's going to vary depending on your blog, what you're working on. Most importantly, we want to make sure that the headline with the keyword phrase is in H1. Very important. And then if there's a secondary subheadline that has the keyword phrase in it, make it an H2. Now in this blog, the H1 and the H2 are similar size, but they're coded differently. So Google looks at H1, says, oh, H1, that means that this page is about, this article is about what's in the H1 tag. And, oh, it's also in the H2 tag, so it must be about solar panels versus trees. See how that works? They're taking cues from sort of what's behind the scenes in WordPress. All right, so the next thing you do is you take out your external references. Cut this, and then you would simply highlight what that is. This is my first reference. See how I just did that? I'll show you how to do it on this one too. Cut, I highlight, make it relevant to what your reference is, and you go up here, you click this little button, insert edit link, click again, paste in your URL, add link. Okay, and you're almost done. Now you want to find an image. Okay, so first off, you click over here, way over here, then you go to Wikimedia Commons. Here's your reference, Wikipedia Commons. I just go up here, hit whatever your post is about. Maybe it's solar, maybe it's trees, whatever it is that you're, if you're writing about rain chains, you're writing about dishwashers, whatever it happens to be. And you come here and you pick a nice picture. Let's just pick this one. Okay, a nice picture. It's 640 by 400 pixels, which means it's large. We're going to shrink it down to about 300 by 300, thereabouts. So you want to make sure that your picture is at least 300 by 300. Okay, so we save the image. Solar panels versus trees. Then we save it right there. Okay, so now it's on our computer. Now what we need to do is upload it. I'll show you what I just did there. So some of the stuff I sort of do unconsciously. I have this clicked right here. Then I just go up here and I click Add Media. Here are all our media files. Upload a file. Select File. I find my file. Where is it? There it is. Usually go to Details. Find the most recent one. There's the one I just uploaded. Upload it in. It's going to crunch. It's going to take a little bit of time to do. Oh, actually, I spelled it wrong. Okay, so we want to. This is actually really important. Solar panels versus trees. Okay, then we copy that title. And then this little thing called alt text. This is really important. Put that in, and then put in description. And then on this one, okay, I make a little bit of a mini description, and then I copy this, and you'll see why I do this in a second. Okay, so it's on the left-hand side. Good. Attachment page, medium, 225 by 300. Remember I said we're going to do about 300 or so. That's good. If you see it here, that's probably going to be too big. If you see it here, it's too big. So medium is good. insert into post. Simple. Looks nice. Now I've got something copied, right? I just made a little description for the picture. Now I'm going to go down here to this WordPress SEO by Yoast. And this is a very important SEO tool for on-page optimization. And I'm going to show you how to use it here. There's two other tools that we actually use here, but I'll show you exactly how to use them. Which is better, solar panel versus trees? We find out here if solar energy or trees are better for the environment. Click here to see the answer. Now, when I write this, notice how I put solar energy in there. I put environment in there. You can put other what we call keyword phrases in there to help your SEO. Click here to see. I also did not use up all my characters because when we see this in the search engines, the authorship of the author of this blog actually takes up a fair amount of space. So you want between 36 and 26 characters here. Okay? This is probably a video you're going to have to look at over and over again to make sure that you get all these little details. That's a very important detail. So it should be between 36 and 26. So if I add more in, I've gone over. Okay? Notice I have a call to action here. Sometimes we even capitalize these so they stand out. That's good as well. Now, I'm going to take my keyword phrase. I'm going to put it in here as my focus keyword. All right? Solar panels versus trees. This little thing will actually tell you what Google is now looking for on the internet. This tells you immediately that this is a keyword phrase that people are searching for. Just like that. Okay. Now we're missing our title. Now this is actually a pretty good SEO title. Believe it or not, you can do two separate titles. You can do like a really catchy, the secret behind the battle. And trees revealed. That's what we call more of a catchy, if not 42 headline hacks. This is what we call a catchy headline. But what we're trying to do, you can actually keep that like that, or you can just do our original SEO title. Either way, as long as the keyword phrase is in this SEO title inside SEO by Yoast, you're actually good. Okay? Last thing. So I'm going to keep this the way this is. Either way it can be done. This basically is what humans see. But this is what the search engines will see. That's why this plugin is so killer. Okay? So, next thing you want to do is go up here to this permalink, solar panel versus trees, which is greener. Click OK. Make sure that in your permalink you have your keyword phrase. There's our keyword phrase right there. Absolutely essential. So, you have to make sure that the keyword phrase is in your title. Put it in here. Make sure it's in your meta description. Make sure it's in your image in all those places I showed. Let's highlight this. Sometimes it comes back and it doesn't show us. Sometimes don't worry about caption for right now. Okay. Now I hit save again. Now I just saved this and then I put back the original title. I mean, you can alter this title. My point is this, is that humans will see this title and the search engines will see this title down here, what's in Yoast. Okay, I'll pull that up so we can get that a little bit closer. So now when we save this, you'll notice that Yoast is telling us that the keyword is not in the heading, it's not in the title, and it's not in the content. And the reason probably is because we have this little period right here. So whether or not we're going to focus on, this is how minute this stuff gets. You can either keep the period in there, or you can not keep it in there. Let's see what Google actually looks for. They look for it without the period. So my sense is take it out. Take it out of here. I'm going to do this, Control F. Highlight all. Make sure it's solar panels. Okay, see solar panels versus trees. See how when I do that, I do Control F and then highlight all. This one up here. Now we'll do it again. It'll show up. Google will know, really. They'll know that versus without a period is still versus with a period. So that doesn't matter quite as much, but it is an important part because a lot of SEO is tiny little details like that you have to get exactly right. See right here? So we just take that out. Now it shows up again. So I've got it up here, I've got it here, I've got it in at least 2 headlines. I've got it in the copy. It flows naturally. Maybe I have it somewhere in here. I'm not going to look for it with a VS dot in it. But the point is that it's very well optimized. This is an extremely well optimized blog post. So, and Yoast will tell us this. Is it in the article heading? Yes. Is it in the page title? Yes. Is it in the URL? Just this thing up here, right? This is your double check. Okay, is in the content. It's in there 4 times. Good. It's in the meta description. Good. Perfect. Last thing you want to do, take your focus keyword, put it into this little tool called Describe Keyword Tool. Okay, click Research. When you click Research, it'll show this. It'll show you what search volume, popularity of search volume, and competition is like. Meaning popularity, how often it's searched for, versus what's the competition like. In our particular case, we've done a lot of very high popularity keyword phrases. When you're going after the long tail like we are, you don't necessarily shoot for popularity or for high competition. So, but what you do want to do is you want to click this button right here where your keyword phrase is. Scribe, the service that we subscribe to, will now know that that is the focus of your post. Click Save Target Term. Done. Okay, 2 more things. Seeing how it's saving up here, that's always good. Always make sure that you're saving your work. Actually, 3 more things to cover here before we finish this video. Last thing, I keep saying last thing. It's actually not the last thing. You want to click this button right over here. Now Scribe is the service we pay for. It gives you this many evaluations. And what it does is it rates your post on a scale from 1 to 100, 100 being perfect, one being really lousy, and it also rates your website as to how relevant you are to your keyword phrase. So, for the keyword analysis for the entire website, we score a 75 for solar panel and solar panels versus trees, which is good. This is a very good grade. I've only gotten 100 on this, I think, twice in my entire life. So 75 is good. Believe it or not, it's not a C. It's actually very, very good. This is the most important one. You can look at all that sort of stuff if you want to. Page score is 100. So, then they tell you, good job, no recommendations on your content. This flesh score is, it's always going to be difficult or very hard. So don't worry about that. If it's extremely difficult, then you might want to relook at it, but not a big deal. Click tags. Okay, you've got 4 tags here. So click a couple of them. Don't, crush it here. I don't know, solar cells. These are really very secondary. Solar roof shingle. Very secondary SEO markers. Really not relevant at all. After you click all that, Scribe will save the post again, and now you can actually see your score right here. So you aim for 100 on every post. You aim for something better than 30 or 40. 30 or 40 is really very low. 75 is excellent. We've got a lot of content on this site, and it's very relevant to this particular keyword phrase. 2 more things. How you want to categorize this. In each post, there's always a category list. Pick the category that makes the most sense. Don't have to put blog in, okay? Put in a category. Solar comparisons. If you're comparing something, this would probably be solar comparisons, I would say. It is a question, yeah, but you're really comparing versus, right? So save that. There's your tags that you just entered in. Okay, and then you go back up here. Do a last double check. This is going to check Yoast. Yoast then tells you keyword density is 0.79, a bit low. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Flash reading, okay. If you only have a few oranges on the top, perfectly fine. Page has 2 outbound links. Images contained. This is like your keyword checklist. So look through this. You've got 647 words in the body copy. You should have at least 500. Look through this. These are all very good SEO indicators and tell you that you're on the right track. You save it once again because you just changed your category, and now you are ready to publish. Believe it or not. So what does this all do? This was an example of a post that we've actually published. So what does this do? You're saying this is all well and good, but let's show some results. Well, just so happens that we have solar panels versus trees, and here is our client. So, and we'll move this up as time goes along. And this actually gets a fair amount of traffic. Believe it or not, just because he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he's the 5th one down, because we have this right here, which is called a Google authorship, then he actually gets more clicks than these guys up here, believe it or not, because you're immediately drawn to somebody's face. So that is why we SEO blog. So you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of blog posts all ranking for these minute, long tail versus problems, cost, best, how to, specific keyword posts, and they're all over the internet. People are searching for it, they go to it, they find it useful, and then they convert to leads. So we produce traffic, leads, and ultimately customers for our clients. And that's how you do it. So I encourage you to read the Word document, read the post that we have, as well as watch the video again for any of these sort of details. But if you have any questions, feel free to email me directly or let me know. Okay? Thanks.